This week on SV Lynx. Welcome to this week's SV Lynx video. This week we're going to glue all the bow decks and we're going to put in the sole and walls.
Yeah, that's down in the hulls, and the whole point of those is to support the deck so that we can walk on it, and that will allow us to get out there and dry fit all of the window panels all the way around the salon. And we've got a lot of work to get done this week, so let's get right over to it right now. We had deck 3 piece put on over there on Saturday, and that's all set up now. So now we're going to go with deck 2, which is the big piece that goes all the way up here. And we've got this all prepped and ready to go. Brian's mixing epoxy right now. I'm just going to clean up with some alcohol and get it ready to roll here, and we'll be putting that on momentarily. Uh-oh, I'm losing my alcohol. Okay. Well, ran out of epoxy, and I still got maybe 2 meters or 2 yards to coat. So Brian's mixing up another 200. We started with 5, and while he's doing that, I'm going to clean up a little bit here. We don't have too much squeeze out. It's gonna go falling underneath.
And this is why we shoot with action cameras, because a little gust of wind came along.
Whoa! That was my camera. Takes a licking and keeps on going. The next problem is my paper towels are over there. They'll have to wait. Okay, now we're in position. So now the trick is just to come back.
Can you go back that way 2 feet?
No.
To get under the tarp?
Oh. That, yes. That I can do. Okay, let's catch it. There we go. All right. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to slowly slide it over, let it drop in. I'm just going to keep it in the right place the whole time. There we go. Now scoot yours over. There we go. Okay, now we have one more problem, which you can probably see right here. There we go.
You've got epoxy down underneath.
We'll fix that in a minute. Now, let's get this one on. It looks pretty good.
Looks like it needs to go back about 8. About there?
Yeah, that's right on the money. Right where those holes, right where the mark said they should go. Okay, so now we need to just get weights and stuff. All right, so It's in where it goes, but it's a little high at this spot right here, so we have to weight this down. So we have an issue here. Right over here, this is up about 1/2 inch. But if we push down on this, it's going to raise it on the other side. So we clamped it there to keep it from raising, because that one's already glued in. And now we're going to try to put a pretty heavy weight over here. You don't see any big ones?
Yeah.
Right here now, we put all this weight here, and this is down, and the clamp's keeping it from rising on this side, so that's all good. But we've still got about 1/4 inch, 5 millimeters of gap on the bulkhead right up there. So we're going to have to put yet another one of these big heavy weights over there. There's just nowhere to clamp that to. I mean, nowhere. So it's only weight that's going to be able to do this.
Is there a couple on top there?
I got some weights over here I can steal. I'll bring these over to you in just a second. These aren't going to be enough. I'm going to go get some more. It's a good thing that I spent a large portion of my life climbing tall mountains, because I'm kind of used to dancing along cliff edges. It's pretty good. Okay, so we're down.
Go clean the inside.
Now we start cleaning. Now, since we've used all of our easy weights that we have here to get the starboard side deck 2 down, we're not going to glue down, we're not going to be able to, we won't have enough weight to glue down the port side, same piece. So what we'll do is we'll let this one set up overnight. But instead, we're going to do something else much more fun anyway. We're going to go inside the holes and try to put the sole in to the port side where the heads and shower is and all that stuff. So we're going to go do that while this sets up. But first, Brian's got to clean up the inside over on where there's an excess epoxy. I already got this, but there's more. While Brian's cleaning up the epoxy underneath of deck 2 on the starboard side, I'm going to take out these temporary bulkheads because they are no longer needed, since we're going to be putting in the walls right now to hold up the deck above. This is open now. I'll get the camera. So we're wide open from the side here, so we can bring the sole in this way right now. I'm going to have to move that. That's one of the deck pieces. In fact, it's the one that goes right down there under the, as it says, seat. It goes up there. But we're not ready to glue that in yet. So I just was testing it earlier, so I had it here, but we got to get it out of the way right now. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're putting in the actual sole in here, but it's not going to be glued down. We're just going to set it in here. And then we're going to put the walls in, and we're going to screw them together with 2x4s. We're not going to glue them in either. The whole idea here is to get the support in for this roof without, because these little ones we had here weren't enough to walk on. They were enough to support that, just to keep it in the right position. They're not enough to walk on. So we're going to put the sole in, we're going to put the walls up. That'll be enough for us to walk on that, because the idea is that we really want to get the windows in. And when I say windows, I don't actually mean the plexiglass, you understand. There's 2 layers of the windows. There's a foam panels that go around. That's what we're going to put in. And then much later, we cut the holes out of those foam panels and glue the plexiglass and hatches onto that surface. But there's a bunch of things we have to do before that. But right now, we just want to get the roof, the windows glued down to the deck so that we can lower the roof down and tab the roof to the window panels. And then at that point, we've sealed up the interior of this portion of the boat. All right, so Brian's probably about finished over there. I just need to get this temporary floor we've been using out of here. So that means since we're not sealing this in right now, we don't have to finish off all the plumbing and all the diesel tanks and all that stuff, because I'm not really ready to do some of that right now. There's still stuff coming for the diesel tanks and things, and plumbing and all that stuff. So the nice part about this is that by putting the floor down, we can mark where each of these webbings are located. And that allows us to cut the hatches in here into the floor while it's sitting here, because then we'll know where these are, so where the hatches need to go. Probably should mark them on the other side as well. Okay, all those webs have marks everywhere. And once the floor's in here, we won't be able to see that. So time to go get the sole and stick it in here. First thing we're going to do though is take a bunch of measurements at each one of these web pieces here and make sure that the sole piece is actually going to fit. That isn't a ½ inch or a ¼ inch or something off. So we need to double check that before we get that big thing up and in here. All right, so we've got the sole in here. The question is that when we strip plank this hull and put all this stuff in, did we get the shape the same as this huge sole piece? That's a good question. So we've got it in here. The good news is that it makes the length perfectly. We know that, but we got to drop it down now and find out. So Brian's going to get on that end over there, and I'm going to get on this end, and we're going to see if it fits. Okay, the moment of truth. You got to scoot yours up and over. Like a glove. That couldn't be more perfect. That thing fits in there exactly where it needs to be. That's perfect. Excellent. Let's hope the other side works out as well as this side, but I would assume it would. If this one works, that one's going to work. Yeah, and even all the bulkhead marks are lined up. It's great. Awesome. We have a sole. It's not glued down yet, and we're going to lift this back up later. What we're going to do later is we're going to just stand it up here, and then we can work on the tanks and get all the plumbing and stuff done. Put glue down and just drop it back down and on at that point. So, good deal.
The next morning, it was time to put down deck number 2, which is this big long one here that I'm moving over right now. Now, we already cut the notch in it that it drops down over the forebeam. But it was time to get the epoxy on and get it into place.
good. Everything's good now. All right, so that nicely lined up over there. Got the right length. Good to go. Just got to clean up some epoxy on it.
Now it's time to get the two deck 1 pieces on in the center, but they just didn't quite match up in the very middle, so we had to just shave off just a tiny couple millimeters, and then a few more, and then a few more. All total probably about 5 or 6 millimeters.
So as we were planning, we are temping in the 2 shower walls and the hallway wall to support this deck at the correct height, so we know we can put the window in and have it be at the right height. We'll take these out later when we want to take the floor back out and work on the tanks and plumbing underneath. But for today, we're going to try to put these in. Okay, that's where that goes. Okay, so now you can see the width of the walkway here. This is the hallway that we walked down, and there's plenty of room here. It's one of those areas in the plans that I wondered if this was wide enough for us, because you just can't tell from plans exactly what it's going to feel like, but there's no problem walking up and down here. And right on the other side of here, which you can't see here, of course, this is going to be the shower, but that's access through the door that's going to go right here and into the head area. So this is the size of the head, just not very large here. And so the sink is going to be sitting about here, because there's a chine that goes out, so the wall is a little further out here. So the sink will be about here. So when you're standing in front of the sink, it's fine, you have enough room here. And then the toilet will be right in this area right here. And so, like I say, this wall comes out and then turns there. So there's enough room for the toilet to sit over there, enough room to stand in front of the sink. And then right here is the doorway that opens inwards and takes you into the shower, the shared shower right there. So very tight, but again, all the room we need is for somebody to stand at the sink and use the sink. And there's plenty of room to stand here and do the sink. So there's enough space. It's just not luxurious. That's Thursday of the week, and we don't normally work Thursdays. We take Thursdays and Sundays off as our 2 days off. But it was a holiday on Monday, so we couldn't work on Monday because we're not allowed to make noise on holidays. So we took Monday off, but we're going to work Thursday instead, and we do that pretty much every holiday. I mean, when Brian and I take off the holiday, we make it up by not taking off a normal day. So come rain or shine, we worked 5 out of 7 days every week. Now this week is a good week so far, because this is the last deck panels along this whole portion up where the windows are that we have to go. There's still a couple little ones up at the very bows that we have to put on, but what our goal is to get these decks across here all sealed up so that we can get these windows on. And so this one's going in today right now. Brian's mixing as we speak. It's only early in the morning. So this one will be in today, and that means we're probably going to start at least dry fitting the windows in. And before we can do that, we've got some issues with our roof. This will be in the way of the windows. So we're going to have to put in a new brace up above here, raise this up a little higher, and put in, like I say, a new brace that's set back here. That way the window can go in, because it goes in at an angle like this, and it would go right through these supports. So we're going to have to put new supports in back a ways so that we can start dry fitting in the window panels. Okay. All right, so we had to build a frame to adjust this roof. So we're going to get the frame up in here now. Yep. Okay. It's our new support for the front of the cabin top here. We're going to move straight forward.
Do you want to move that stuff out of there?
Nope. We're going to stand this right up and go through. So just get it forward. Now I'm going to go down. You stay up. I'm measured. It'll go. Like I said, just though. Just flip this. Okay, so that's the part where it's going to lower down eventually. So now we're going to come forward and give it the support we need. But it looks right to me now. We're going to have to tilt this just a second. I got to get over this pipe. I think we're going to have to go this far forward. Okay, so the concept here is this roof is sloped like this, and initially this is just to hold it when we take out this one. Once this one's out, we can put in our window frame that goes all the way around and actually get that even bonded to the decks and everything. Once that's all bonded to the decks and we don't need this where it's at anymore. So what'll happen is that we're going to need to lower this down about 100 millimeters. So we will have to take this backwards, but because of the slope of the roof, as we take this backwards, the roof will come down. Our only fly in our soup is that pipe right there. I might just bring a jack in here for a second, take the roof up, move it, drop it down. So, all right, for now, that's a temporary support that we'll use. So we may not need those rain gutters. A waste of money. Ooh. They were a waste of money because the weather report was wrong. The weather report told us we were going to get rain last week, so we put those in. Weather report's always wrong. So it didn't rain, so we bought those, put them in for temporary, and then it didn't rain. But it's supposed to rain tomorrow, small chance, and so we've got to get these panels in here so that the rain will run right off our new decks out there. Now we stuck the first window piece up, and that's basically where it goes. Now you can see that the roof is too high, but that's because we haven't lowered it down that section where you see the brown up there yet. And once that drops down, it'll be fine. Now this is the first indication that we measured correctly on the rain gutters, because this is dropping down on the inside of the rain gutter just exactly like we measured. But it's always good to get confirmation. So this is some rough edges along here right now that Ryan's going to clean up. But there's the outside. And the way Schoenig did this is they cut the corners with the water jet. So all the corners of these various windows and stuff are all cut. And so we just have to connect them. So this one connects over here, connects down here, and then this one's an angle, goes up to this one here. Same thing here. This one angles up to that, straight across the bottom. And there's a corner right here. And so this one comes to here, and then it goes up to there. So these are all angled windows, but they just put the corners on, so all we have to do is cut the straight lines between them. We're just going to put some tape over the top of these slices just so water won't leak in. And this will act as some rain guard for us. Once we bond this deck plate here to this window pane here, that'll seal this hole. And that'll be a goal we'll have to get done very soon, so that we can get this all sealed up along here. What's interesting is it's the first time we've gotten to walk along the deck and see how wide this is going to be. Plenty wide. Handhold is right at the right level here so that I can walk my hand along here.
Next up here, it's time to get this old support out so that we can put the front window panel in.
Okay. Wide open spaces. Now we get a better idea of the view out front of our boat. A little less than that when we get the window frames up the bottom and top, mullions in, all that good stuff. I can see myself sitting here at my nav station, right here with a nice view out the window in front of me. Can't wait.
Okay, I put these here so to keep it from slipping out. Okay, well, you got it?
Yeah.
See if the shorter one will do a better job. All those in YouTube land. So that's the front window panel. As you can see, it leaves the little side ones. So, but we're not trying to do much today because it's the end of the day. We just wanted to get this up here because if you'll notice, the rain gutter problem that we had where it was coming out and coming into the boat will now come down onto this panel, down to the decks and right off. So we don't have any problem now with the rain gutters, so we don't need those weird rain gutters anymore. This will take care of the little bit of rain we might get tomorrow morning. I'm hoping none, but if it's a little bit, the rain catchment system will just send it down and it'll just go right off the decks. So in general, they're only dry fitted, but in general, this is where the window goes now. So you can get an idea that the rain gutter catchment system is way out in front here. It's not going to have any problem with the windows. So that's all going to work quite well. The area I was most concerned about was back here, whether this would make the bend around that corner, but it looks like there's going to be plenty of space for the next window panel to go in and the rain gutter to be outside. So it's all good. Happy with that. So now it's time to get the tarps back up again and off here so that we don't collect any rain. So we ran into a small issue with the windows that it's not our fault. It's just, I think, cut a little short from the factory, and let me show you why. Bulkhead 6 is here, and bulkhead 5 is down here. And as you can see, the sole piece fits between bulkhead 5 and 6. Therefore, bulkhead 5 and 6 are the proper distance apart. Then the deck piece fits to the end there, and that mounts to it. And so that piece is based on bulkhead 5 as to where it goes to that corner right there. But when we put the window piece in, it's supposed to go from that corner to that bulkhead. But it's about this short. That's 100 millimeters, 4 inches, something like that, which isn't even close. I mean, I could see that it could be off by a half an inch or even a full inch, or 25 millimeters or something, but not that far. It's just too far because based on the fact that these bulkheads are the proper distance apart. So that being the case, not the end of the world. It just means that we have to extend them. And so that's what we're going to do out here. So we've got Jeff here helping today, and Brian's here, of course. And these are the window pieces that come down, and we're going to extend these out here. Let's pull this back in. I'll get to that in a second. So we're going to extend this end out, and what we're probably doing is we're going to extend it further than it needs to go. Then we can put it up over here, and the peel ply is hiding it, but the bulkhead edge is there, and we can put it in there and just draw a line down to make sure that it matches perfectly where we cut it to the end there. But because we're putting these biscuits in, because we're putting these extensions in here like this, so this will be, hold it out the end. This will be out extending this like that. The issue is that we need strength, so we're going to core this out on both the extension and the panel and put a biscuit all the way down, and that'll strengthen it up. So that's what we're up to right now. Now I can breathe. All right, well, that's one. Let's just pull this one forward. Got to go about 4 inches beyond. That'll work. Okay. Next, the benches. So we're going to need clamps.
There's a couple of here. There's clamps.
We got some up here, Brian. And that's why I built this tool, because it makes that so much easier. All right. Now we just have to vacuum up a million bits of foam. There are bits of foam left after we route it out, and we need this to be pretty smooth for that biscuit to fit in. Time to put our biscuits in. We've got the grooves all cut. We've got them all, well, routed and dremelled, and we've got them all cleaned. So now, time to goop up and put them on.
Tap me, or
No,
okay.
I think I'm hitting the... All right, then that's where it goes. You can fill the surface bit there. On to the next. There you have it. We're gonna let these set up, and gotta split the difference here.
Bucket.
We'll get on to other stuff then. Now we left this long up here on purpose because you'll notice there's a angled piece right here. And because we're moving this forward, this angle is actually going to be probably from here to over here. And we're probably going to have to add a piece in here and put this angle over, because this is where the line handling board comes in. And so this is going to have to change. So we're going to be adding another piece in here eventually and recutting this angle. So that's why this is long, because it's going to need to be up here somewhere.
Well, as you can see, we got the windows dry fitted in.
Yeah, and our other goals were also completed. We got the soles in on both sides of the boat with those walls so we could support these decks when we walked out there. And did some work that we had to do, that we didn't expect to do, like we showed you, extending those side windows and such. And our goals of the whole week we completed, so that was very exciting. But we've got an equally amount of work that we've got to get done next week as well, because we've got to get this entire boat sealed up on the outside, because rain is coming, and so we don't know precisely when, but it's coming. So we're working hard to get that done, and it's going along quite well. So we're pleased with progress this week. But thank you guys for stopping by and spending time with us. I know this was a bit of a long video, so if you got to the end, good for you. And thank you to all of our patrons as well.
Yes, thank you so much to all of you. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the bell icon to be notified of our next video.
Right, next week we're going to get all the rest of these windows sealed up, window panels, and we're going to get to work on the helm station. So we'll see you for that excitement next week.
Bye.
Bye.